Discord Sports классное мобильное приложение, где вы можете отслеживать результаты всех матчей Dota 2. Ну и, конечно, Twitch TV, наш эксклюзивный лайвстриминговый партнер. Ну а теперь слово комментаторам красного суда. Доброго вечера всем, дорогие друзья, с вами Войнасы, начинаем с вами самый ожидаемый матч, я 100%. Пошутил, блин!
Seconds remaining.
Thank you very much, Dakota. That's right, I'm LD, he's Gods. Feels like old times, David. You tweeted, it's 2013 all over again. Alliance is winning. They're back with the old band, Navi, a new band, but they've got some old faces that are in the mix, and they're doing pretty well with the new roster. Haven't won any major events yet, but have started to pull it together online, looking like they have a decent shot at making a run here towards the Manila Major, and, well, this is home turf for Navi. The crowd has been hyped up, ready to go. They were chanting for Navi before they even came in to set up their PCs, so you can definitely feel the passion here in Ukraine.
There's been more Navi chants in the last hour than there has been in like the previous year, probably, LD. So it's good news for Navi to be playing in their home turf here in Kiev. They probably missed it. They'd probably be like, man, why is Starlight left Kiev? That's the best result.
You say that, but I'm pretty sure at Kia Arena at TI5, I heard a few Navi chants.
Maybe more often Navi got eliminated.
Maybe more ironic than serious, but I swear there was at least a Navi jersey or two. Okay.
Well,
but yeah, so
we need to talk about the heroes. A Miracle is on Sanking. That to me is the first thing that stands out here. I saw them like load in. I'm like, okay, they put that big playmaker on Sanking. I think they want to give him a lane where he can try and abuse Navi. He's going to be possibly 1v1 against Beastmaster in the safe lane. Maybe they send the Lion down there with him if they want to give him an even bigger edge. Possibly just give him a bit of an early game advantage and then move the Lion around the map. But this to me really says that OG want to like use Miracle to just punish that lane and then just have him take control of the game.
Yeah, and it's funny, you look at the way the draft started, the go-to Miracle hero of this patch, Invoker, where, I look at like when the patch first dropped, like there were so many games where OG really didn't feel like they knew what to do draft-wise overall, but Miracle would just 1v5 the enemy team with like that BOTs, Blink Dagger, split pushing Invoker, pushing all the lanes, ganking with the Forge Spirits, fighting some straight kills, also joining team fights, contesting Roche, like he was doing it all. So that's the one kind of Miracle hero, like the super flashy, takes up tons of space and farm, but this is a totally different direction.
Yeah, I mean this Sanking is a hero that can be involved in everything. He just needs a little bit less time. You get that fast like blink up or whatever, maybe Tranquil Soaring maybe, and just start roaming around the map as you please. So I'm really excited to see what Miracle can put together on this hero, and then you've got the lane pressure that the Eye of Bristleback can put out in the off lane. So I think with OG they want to send the Bristle to the off lane to really try and get more out of the laning stage. Sending the Sanking off lane, running Bristle safe lane means you're not really dominating any of the lanes. With the way OG is setting this up, they could theoretically put themselves in a position to win 2, maybe all 3 lanes if things go well for them, if the Earth Spirit doesn't really get much done.
Well, as you can see, the countdown back out of the pause has begun, and we're underway. It's OG taking on Navi on enemy turf. But we'll see if they can change the crowd's allegiances. This one moves along. Navi on the dire side, OG Radiant, best of 3. It is a winner-bracket match, so nobody will be eliminated, but you lose this one, you're going to have a tough road to get to the grand finals on Championship Sunday. So here we go. OG, early on looking to defend their jungle. We are going to see Navi moving down towards bottom, art style and general working together there. Looks like they want to get some vision, possibly a ward down, but already Miracle scouting things out. Well, you can hear it. They just announced Navi. And this crowd is excited.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited, LD.
Yeah, very interesting picks. It's the first time I think we're seeing the full new Navi lineup on land, so it's going to be a big test for them. OG, I mean, hey, this OG has not looked like the OG of the Frankfurt Major. They have looked mortal, they have looked beatable, and they've got a lot to prove here, too.
Right, well, the early aggression into the OG jungle will put Navi in a position to kind of contest the pulls.
glorious battle.
But for both teams, it's going to be kind of emphasis around like what the supports can get done early. You've got Sunico on the Earth Spirit. On the Radiant side, you've got the Aya who will pair up, probably more so with the Bristle on the offlane, but does have that potential to roam between mid and top. And like this early game, there's a lot these supports can get done.
Yeah, you can see the Ward War is already going on. They know the importance of getting the Ancient stacks for Moon, so just trying to make sure that that's cleared out. And OG going to settle into a dual lane here. Suneko looking to support Dendi early on, try to handle some of the IO pressure, and already the tether in, the Spirit Siphon going out. Dendi going in with the auto attacks, and Suneko with the Orb Venom going to work as well. Some blows exchanged here. So it looks like, at least for now, it is going to be 2v2 mid. Do you favor either lane, or is this just going to come down to execution?
Neither side likely to get kills too early on. I think for the most part, IOD should be fine. Like once they get their levels here, they've got the heal to kind of split between them. So I think OG have a bit more sustain to outlast Navi in this lane. So Sunico's going to have to try and pick his moments. And I think Death Prophet doesn't want to have to split the experience as much as Dendi is right now. I think more so in the OD's camp, you're okay splitting the XP if you're getting the farm.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, it is Miracle on the Sand King. He's going to be getting some help here from the Fly Lion, but under early pressure, Fly did go for the pull. You can see the boar now harass him, and mid lane, Suneko getting dove, no tail, out of mana, but he is really laying into these Navi heroes, and he'll need Desire to heal him back up.
I think the one thing maybe OG didn't expect with that was that Artstyle is going to start off in this offlane, because Sand King isn't able to win this lane against Beastmasters heavily with the Vengeful Spirit present there.
Again, back and forth they go, but knowing the OG has no more mana, they're going in for it! Navi looking for the first point, and they're going to get it. Suneko now trying to escape, drops the Remnant, but no chance to roll away, so... Well, no bottle here early for OG. They went for the stick on the IO, and no tail. I believe not building towards one himself either, so unusual to see that in the mid lane.
Artstyle's been lurking around this mid lane as well, though it doesn't look like they'll find any openings.
Now he's got it, but didn't have it for the fight. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Miracle goes for the two-hero bow, turns and gives General a little thwack, but he'll simply scurry away. So Suneko has made his rotation now, feeling like he's done his job mid. Death Prophet, though, not CSing very well. Only 3 and 4 here, so definitely needed that early kill.
I think one of the scary things for the OG laning stage is that this Nature's Prophet is like level 4 and can TP in any time. Feature up gets a fast phase boots, and considering that he's the top CSer right now, even pre-phase boots, just with regular boots and the blades of attack, he does do some decent right-click damage. So a TP from Prophet can really upset the scales of any engagement.
Yeah, he's going to be looking to do it in these other lanes. Miracle bottom, by the way. He likes to go aggressive. Artstyle is going to turn this one, though, potentially. Possible Fairy Fire will end up getting the kill and survives now! The Caustic ends up bringing him down just barely in the end. He pops, but close call there. Creep's helping out.
Yeah, totally okay for Navi, though. They take down the Sand King, and just taking down, like, any kill of Miracle is going to make you feel really good in the early game, and you kill him, he doesn't get experience for the follow-up kill, so really it's not a trade in his favor whatsoever. And
going in on Moon here very aggressively, but doesn't quite have the phase boots yet. So
it's just like Miracle knew he could get the kill with him when Fire Strike came back up, but he just took way too much damage as he was going aggressive, so OG perhaps unsettled here early on, feeling under pressure to get something done in the laning stage.
Then you know that Nature's Prophet is going to be level 6 relatively soon. Safe lane farm has the quick phase boots about to come out, and then you have to worry about all the other lanes getting rolled up. Suddenly your Eye is looking very vulnerable mid. Crit still not yet level 3, and is leeching quite a bit of experience from Motel, so the roaming potential here for Navi, it comes online a lot sooner than OG. Miracle's going to need time and space to get his levels in farm, and OG don't really have another hero besides the Sand King who can move around.
No, absolutely. I think the Bristleback will turn into that hero who's going to become that tempo controller for them. Once he farms that first Ancient stack, which he'll be able to do very early on with the levels he's got, he can suddenly pick up a fast Vanguard or a fast mech for this team, and then OG in a teamfight setting become very scary. So OG have this scary mid game, but they've got to get there without having the lanes go too poorly.
Yeah, and you can see the Bristle is CSing well, and overall OG doing pretty good in that regard, but the Astral comes out mid, and now they're going to move forward. Tether going to slow Dendi down a bit. He turns and tries to go in with the Spirit Siphon, but getting tanked through. This Fairy Fire getting popped, stun on the fly. Dendi's going to drop, and now Notel looking for a bit more. Crit very low. Deyara will clean him up. To the north, Suneko trots away, popping the stick, turning for the boulder kick. Deyara off in the low ground, going to work with auto text, but Couldn't quite lock No-Tail down. Still has a Tango, even if the spell comes out. Unlikely would have been able to escape anyway. So it ends up being a 2 for 2. But only support's going down here for OG, whereas Navi, they lose a core.
TP-less No-Tail, he should be okay here. With Io's TP in with Bottle, I think he's actually not even going to have to go back to base to heal up. So not looking too bad for the OG.
And it does, very importantly, free up this bottom lane a bit for Miracle now, as he's left in a 1v1, is going to burrow strike in, and he has gone for the 3-1-1 build, so he got the early point in Caustic for the lane harassment, and is not looking to go to the jungle too early, has the Arcane Boots. We'll see Fly getting caught out by Artstyle, but who's caught whom? Artstyle may get turned on now. The chain stun about to come out, but the Nature's Prophet arrives. Fly forced to hex the Prophet. Doesn't get off the stun. He's going to end up going down. And now, Artstyle looking to turn it. The Caustic for the Hog, trying to get that extra damage to get the kill. He will barely throw up the bend and then burrows away to the left. Miracle, well, making good things happen here. Perhaps not the flashiest hero on paper, but this Sand King getting the job done and keeping it even. 1 for 1 on the supports.
Yeah. And now he's hit level 6, so Epicenter available with the Arcane Boots. He's got more than enough mana to sustain this, so Navi do need to be careful here down bottom. I think Miracle makes kind of a conscious decision to not continue leveling Caustic. He didn't really find himself in the easy snowball lane, so there's not really much value in getting additional points. He's going to get the movement speed slow from the spell just with the singular point, so he can just go back into Sandstorm now.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent value point overall. The slow's the same, and it does quite a bit of the bulk of the damage just with that initial point. Good value. Still haven't seen the Nature's Prophet ult, but that may change here, as he has now managed to hit level 6 for the time being, just taking over the bottom lane. We're going to see Beastmaster retreat to the jungle as he closes in on Aurora. So Navi, that next round of ultimate's about to come online. Where do you think they look to go with those? Is there a particular hero you need to shut down, or is just any kill good enough?
Slowing down this Bristleback to me seems like a good idea. He's farming very well in the soft lane. He's going to be looking to go for that Ancient stack soon, so I guess the only consideration for Navi is, can you contest those Ancient stacks? So if they can get some vision around the Ancient stacks, save their ultimates for that, then they may look to make a play around Bristleback's just Ancient farming, because using your ultimate, putting it on cooldown, does open up OG to farm those almost uncontested.
Miracle is about to see a level 6 Beastmaster, and in the trees, Artstyle is lurking. Maybe can get this kill.
That's a tough one. Yeah,
but they will have the Prophet ult as well.
Yep, raw Prophet ultimate, and probably even a Prophet TP in needed.
As for the side of OG, no relocate yet, so this is the ideal time to look for those kills if you're Navi.
Yep.
But at the same time, OG starting to work on the Ancients, so they're amping up their economy a bit. They're going to give the Lion a fly the off lane. He is scouted by Lord, though. This is dangerous, and now they've made the move on the bottom lane. Going to try to screen stun Miracle and bring him down. Even Saneko joining that one. A 4-hero pile drive. We'll finish off the Sand King. It looks like he may have managed to spend his gold. Just got the ring of health from earlier.
He's under attack. Yeah, so possibly an Aether Lens rush over the Blink Dagger, which is probably fine. You don't need that Blink Dagger like at a record timing by any means this game. I think you've got enough initiation just with the Virus Track, and then you could relocates in. You can just rely on smokes at this early stage of the game. So because he's not playing that offlane role where you're getting very minimal farm, a later a secondary item Blink Dagger is going to work just fine for him.
Yeah, we can see Navi really looking to establish map control here at the 8-minute mark as Dendi rotates down the bottom. He does have his ultimate online. Tier 1 very likely to fall. Miracle, he has Burrow struck in. Dendi, no point on the silence just yet. Generally don't see it this early, but Miracle's still going to get pretty low off of that initial barrage. They're looking for the tower. OG, no rotations, no Wisp ult just yet, and the creeps are coming. Even Diarra arriving to join the fight here. In the meantime, Saneko forced to roll away in the mid lane, but Miracle's going to have to let the tower go. Last hit to Dendi, and then Diarra into the trees. He's going to Burrow strike out. He's trying to escape, but Navi looking for the kill. Couple more auto attacks would do the trick. No more mana. General doesn't need it. They get another. Navi, they make it 7-5, and they get closer to that first Roshan. One of the two key towers getting knocked down. They'll have to wait for the DP ult and a little more map control, but you can sense that is next on the list for them.
Yeah, and for Navi, the game plan is very much just fight around the DP ultimate. Go from objective to objective. If you can get pickoffs along the way, fantastic, but even without the pickoffs, if they can just take towers here, they will get more and more map control and just further and further ahead in terms of the economic game. So far, so good for Navi.
Still waiting for crits level 6. There's the roll in. Saneko jumping onto No-Tail, committing here. He's already got his with the Magnetize. Might be enough for the kill. No-Tail's going to drop it. Now they're going to throw it. Artstyle's arrived, and the Navi hate train keeps keeps on trucking. 2 more big kills, and all of it again right before the relocate. Hasn't been the best start for Crit, and you know, if he has it, he relocates the OD out to safety. At the very least, his carry lives. Maybe the rest of the team even turns the fight gods, but Navi have just been punishing them and again.
And this is a kind of scary sight for OG when you see how poor both your supports are. Just boots on you at the Lion. IO no boots, trying to build up towards an urn already. Only barely above 1k net worth on Lion. IO down around 730.
Collectively, they can't even match Artstyle's 5 position bench. Yikes. That is the tower gold for sure, talking a bit here, but it makes a difference.
That's tower gold I don't see OG getting anytime soon. It's not like their lineup can break towers that easily. This Vanguard on Bristle may swing things a bit more favorably towards them, but it's got to be fighting around the Bristleback. He is their most farmed hero. He's the guy who can be in the front lines, tank up a lot of the damage, so they need to get the Bristleback involved. As well as Sand King. Like, yeah, Sand King doesn't have a Blink Dagger, but that's not really the goal right now. It looks like, yeah, Aether Lens is being picked up, so go for some smoke plays, send Miracle. You want to maybe gank towards the Bristleback, so rather than like make obvious rotations with Bristleback, gank his lane, because that means he can just sit there farming. You sit behind him and smoke with like 2 heroes maybe, and then have the IO who can relocate in to turn that 3-hero gank towards top lane into a 5v5 should Navi try and contest it.
Well, the smoke comes now. OG looking to debut their new and improved Burrow Strike here with the Aether Lens, but
Navi have other ideas.
Navi, as you mentioned, have greater ambitions. Into the Roche pit they're going to walk, and it's going to be real tough to walk into this.
I don't even know if OG realizes this is going on. Yeah, there's a lot of heroes missing on the map, but when you're going for a smoke gank, often the other team goes missing off the map because they're just avoiding your smoke gank. You're like, okay, they're missing from the map, they're coming to gank us, let's play keep away.
So an easy Aegis is going to go the way of Navi, and now they move on the road to the top lane. That's with the Vanguard, looking for the Sprout block, and then the follow-up comes through. The Exorcism still going strong with the Magnetize. They can't move his way, but in the mid lane, a massive team fight. Well, really just beat down our update here. Is OG are going to drop General as well as Artstyle. So it ends up being a 2-for-1, but a 2-for-1 with the Roche.
Yep.
And now, well, we see OG get their first tower. So they're going to take the 2 in mid.
I think Navi actually went aggressive to try kill No-Tail mid because he survived on about 100 HPs, and perhaps just some unnecessary aggression because the real play was top lane killing off the farmed OG Bristleback, so bit of unnecessary aggression in the mid lane perhaps, but...
Well, with that exchange with the Roshan, it's only a 2,000 gold lead here for Navi, guys. And look at experience 1,500, relatively close early on. This is a 5-1 Outworld Devourer at only 12.5 minutes in. So as much as it's felt like Navi is in total control of this game, OG, they're farming well the course here, much better than Navi overall in that regard, and they're keeping it very close.
The supports have suffered, but No-Tail's had a fantastic start. He's already picked up a Drums Treads 1, so 12.5 minutes in, he's in great fighting position, and I think OG still have a great kind of 3-core lineup to kind of fight around at this stage of the game, and if they can fight around the Death Prophet ultimate cooldown, they're much stronger than Navi. So even right now, where Denny is an Aegis, this next 40 seconds, OG, they take the top tier 1 tower, and there's nothing Navi can really do about it, because without Exorcism, their lineup just doesn't really have much firepower.
Moon now rambling on towards the middle lane, has gone back for the Buckler.
Probably just a Crimson Guard.
Could be seeing the Crimson Guard, and maybe a very late mech. Well, I guess we'll find out soon. But for now, Navi slowing down. They see 4 or 5 heroes for OG moving in, doing some great aggressive wards here, and they do not want to take that fight. They're going to back off, and the tower gets denied by Fly, so OG forfeited a bit of map control, but limited the gold intake of Navi at the same time. And now Miracle posts up mid, and right as he's doing this, OG are backing off. He is alone, and they're going to make the move onto him. Rolling forward, I think Miracle figured he could get away with it. One wave too far, and he's punished. And it might be more. Now Fly, scouted by the Hawk of General, throws out the Necro Book together with the axes, and then Fly gets sniped from the north by Denny. Now the kick, the swap as well. A huge combo attempted there, but Moon is just going to try to walk his way out of this one. Digging around, looking for the spot on No-Tail. The Banish comes through. They've got a stun available. Crit still to relocate. Trying to hang on. Fly looking for the turn. Does drop the finger as well as the stun. Artstyle falling quickly. The Bull just going to drop off of this. The other just gets popped, and now V have to back it up.
Yeah, Exorcism is gone because Dendy dies, even though he respawns with Exorcism used. This is suddenly going to go back in OG's favor. At least this is where like the current momentum favors. OG can kind of look to take some objectives, or at least try and take a fight right now. with that exorcism on cooldown.
You know, watching this Navi game, it kind of reminds me of like when you're like your friend has just gotten his license and right after high school, and they drive a little bit too fast, a little recklessly. You're like, okay, we're probably gonna be fine. But you're kind of holding onto the seat the whole time. Navi, they're just always diving for that one more out there.
My friend also did that, my friend was the same.
Yeah, you're with the white knuckles right now. Navi, they're pushing it to the limit. This is that kind of lineup, but sometimes you get punished. So let's see if they slow it down.
Both teams smoking up. OG stairs. For Navi, I think it's like they recognize they're in a weak state right now, so they want to try and group up, take a fight where they have like a 3-man pick-off and then just get out. But OG grouped up. That's not a 5-man fight that Navi want to take.
And Navi do use the opportunity to drop an aggressive ward. Looks like OG likely angling for one of their own. Let's see if they have any right now. Actually, just the one on Fly. Swinging around towards top. Diarado, he seems to be suspicious. And the TP, no, they found him! And they are likely to take him down. Kings came out just at the last second. Fly, a fish in the dark. And it is enough to locate and shut down that NP, the most farmed hero on the Navi side. It looked like he was going to TP out, and then he didn't see anyone from OG. He hesitated, and then Fly.
The crazy thing is Fly didn't realize what he did because it all happened in fog.
As a support, it's like I might as well have a fish. We've committed a smoke. It's about to break anyway. Let's give it a shot.
Yep. I mean, he kind of even scouted the secret shop and then poked his head upwards as if like maybe the hero that his smoke popped on wasn't even in that area where he impaled. Like he was just like completely blind and makes an incredible play there, canceling the TP.
Meanwhile, Navi, smoke number 2. They're looking for Miracle. They dig it up the silence, but he has managed to throw a streak a bit away. It's not enough. They lock him down, finish him off. And Navi, they get an equally important relocate.
Trying to save him with this.
This is going to hurt. Navi looking to grab another. Meanwhile, in the river, it also looks like the Vengeful Spear are being chased out. She's going to drop as well. So it's a 2-for-1 overall. 2 for 2 if you count that earlier kill. Finished off in the river by the OD of Nota, who did commit a Sanity's Eclipse for that. There's no prompt to Navi push. No Sanity's Eclipse, no IO, and most importantly, perhaps, no Epicenter for Noah's Moon gets locked down. Thrown out, and even with Friday and multiple arrows, thought it may not be enough, but he does punish Seneko, getting the counter kill. 6 kills back and forth in the past 2 minutes, but Navi, they are not thwarted. They just keep on moving in. Your Sand King still no Blink Dagger, so even when he respawns, it will be tough to force the fight.
Very tipsy-turvy game, and Navi not even getting the tier 2 tower. I think respecting the OG just respawn timers and back things off a little bit.
Very even game here early on, guys. 3,000 net worth discrepancy, experience quite even. You factor in the towers as well. It's a 1 tower advantage right now for OG, or actually it's an even tower exchange, 2 for 2. So, I mean, tit for tat all across the board, and if you take the Roche out of the equation, it's basically a dead even game.
Yeah, but for Navi, it's kind of a lineup that you want to be ahead, taking more towers than your opponent at this stage of the game, and the fact that they're even on towers is probably a slight concern for Navi. OG's teamfight is just going to ramp up. Miracle has level 2 Epicenter, so once he has a Blink Dagger, you have your OD Sanity's Eclipse. It gets a lot trickier for Navi, who don't really have natural BKB buyers. Like, you can get one on Death Pop, which is actually exactly what Dendy's doing. I think just respecting the fact that there's, I mean, not just the Stanky and the OD with their ultimates, but heroes like Lion can dish out huge magic damage. Nature's Prophet also building BKB, so not natural BKB buyers, but Deechara and Dendy. This is kind of all in where Navi want to probably break high ground using the double BKBs and probably timing it up with the second Roshan, with the next Aegis that they're going to be getting.
Yeah, along with that, they'll also have a Necro 3, possibly that Seneko Veil around that time if he opts to go for it, or some sort of basic utility item for the squad. So it looks like we'll also see a Medallion on Art Style, so that should help secure that next Roshan. And there are no late game items really being built by Navi. I guess the closest thing would be maybe the Maelstrom of Diarado, but this is as much of a damage item as it is a split pushing one.
No, and with the BKBs, it's going to slow down the item progression for Dendy more so than for Deechara, just because Nature's Prophet, even when you go for, like we saw a game earlier where Nature's Prophet went for an early mech, and it's like, is it really going to slow down Nature's Prophet farm? No, Nature's Prophet remains the most farmed hero in the entire game, just by the hero's nature. So for Dendy, it's probably a bigger concern that his first couple BKBs have to get a lot done, have to win a team fight convincingly, because once he gets down to a 5-second BKB and he gets late game and he's gone for this slow, non-farm efficient build with the BKB, Navi will start to fall off.
You mentioned the next Roshan, and Navi, they've really prepped for it. They've got some great wards spread across the map, so if they see 2-3 OG heroes top, that may be cue to just go into the pit, maybe even forfeit a tier 2, but to secure that next stage just could well be worth it.
Yeah, so on the
we're now within the window where he could be responding.
So yeah, Notel picks up a BKB of his own, just allows him to be on the front lines a bit better. He can take out the Necro Book without having to worry about the last will damage, which is always like a nifty little interaction, because those books do a lot of damage early on. And just also not get dealt with by the silencers. OD does not deal well with silencers, and you've got Earth Spirit and Death Prophet both packing and punching.
It's definitely a core item. Now they do have war, and it also, you got to be careful when you're relying on the IO saves that you don't pop that BKB at the wrong time, so it can be a double-edged sword in that regard, but
yeah, the communication has to be there between Crit and Notel, but
I mean, when your carry player used to be known for his IO play, in theory, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the best Wisp player, one of the best Wisp players in the world, supporting the carry who also used to be one of the best Wisp players in the world. These two know how this hero works.
Hell, he might still be. We haven't seen his Wisp in a while, though. Crit's normally very serviceable in the role. So OG smoking, anticipating the Roche, but Seneko just barely going to reveal it here from the high ground. He even starts painting it out, and the way he's just prowling around this cliff, you can just sense that he wants to go rolling in, but there will be an entire OG squad to greet him.
Yeah. They should know fully well that this is either everyone on the OG side or at least 3 heroes, and they're waiting to relocate in the 4th and 5th, so
they'll be safe, Navi. They're going to tamper the aggression.
It's a standoff right now.
Hit the brakes.
For Navi, I think you want to push out this bottom lane a bit, force those rotations back to defend, and Navi actually go into the pit.
They see Moon, and they're going to slowly work on this Roche. They want to try and force OG to come in nice and close. Miracle may oblige with the Blink Dagger, as well as the Aether Lens. He's just got some really long-range initiation, and then the ping's going to come out. They go for the smoke back. Retreating up the ramp and then running right back in down the river. Miracle now committing a burrow just to kill off the Hawk, so they're going to take away some of the Navi vision. The Navi continue the flank
would be the key target. If
they may also get a courier, only a TP, so no big items there. The Hawk, again, they commit a stun here, and this time it's when Navi's in position. The Boulder Kick coming through the two. They're getting locked up for the shove, and now Notel is past his BKB, so the tether goes the other way under the other heroes, but it looks like it's disastrous. OG, about to be 5. Moon getting cleaned up, hammered from every direction. A flawless team fight as Navi see just a slight opportunity, and boy, did they kill it.
They got on top of OG so fast that OG could not react. And once they're on top of once they get on top of OG, they get a 2-hero boulder smash, and there's no response there. Io doesn't have time to relocate anyone out. They're already just dead. The Sand King gets caught, so he doesn't get a chance to prep an epicenter. For OG, the only way you can take a fight is if you don't get jumped that fast. You've got to be in a position where the Sand King's on the outside, the perimeter, ready, waiting for like a good burrow strike epicenter, and that just doesn't happen. Once Death Prophet's in the middle of the fight with Exorcism on, unable to be bursted down, fight's lost.
What a ballsy fight by Navi. All 5 off the map. Clearly OG know they're trying to Roche. They smoke just out of vision, but they're all missing. And then they just run down the mid lane directly behind them. OG so preoccupied trying to take the Hawk away that they forget about the Navi heroes. And oh my, that was quite the punish. Aegis now to Dendy. And the graph, well, it's going to take an ugly dip.
And we have a huge jump in Navi's just teamfight itemization. The double BKB, the Vlad's on Beastmaster now, the Veil on Earth Spirit, and probably most importantly, the Aegis on Dendy. So a high ground push / siege is coming and coming soon.
We'll see exactly how soon. It's a couple minutes now if Navi want to get the lanes out and farm a bit more. But this is going to put OG firmly on their haunches, delaying the fly Blink Dagger, any sort of item progression at all really for Crit. Notel, not a whole lot to show besides that BKB, and well, for Moon, it was a Crimson Guard. Now looks like he's working towards an AC, possibly a Shiva's Guard, but none of these new items for OG are anywhere close. On the flip side is why he's going to get caught top the ward, planted down earlier by the man of the hour, Seneko. Well, it pays dividends. He paints it out. He knows there's vision there, but the damage already done.
I think with this game, the big hero to kind of look at as far as their impact, or lack thereof, has been Moon on Bristleback. He's 0-3-2, hasn't been involved in much kills, and he's the hero who got the most farm priority on the OG side. Maybe not entirely intended. They were hoping that more farm would go Miracle's way, but Navi gave Bristleback the easiest lane to farm. They gave him a 1v1 matchup. They didn't try and contest his farm, and he's not given anything to OG.
Oh, no, Kale, he's got a BKB, but they're going to lock him down. The ward comes out. He hasn't committed it. He will drop. Crit was fairly close to a tether attempt, but likely would have died as well, even if he was in range. So, in the end, another takedown, and oh, gods, we might even see more BKBs. An Ogre Club for Ugg style.
I saw. I'm like, I mean, Ags or BKB? I don't know. I don't think either.
If you want the Ags, normally it's a point booster, so you know it's possible. Navi, they would have closed this game on nice and early. Seneko drills it, a hat trick, 3 heroes stunned, just swagging on OG with his Earth Spirit, and now they move forward. Art style going in deep, committing. They're going to bring down Moon on the press of the finger just to take down the Fates. They've also lost their OG. Goto's out of the fight. No fall, no BKB, no way to turn this one around, and it's going to be entirely up to Miracle to try and salvage it. And Roller coming out, he is cleaning Navi up. Well, they can find the hit, just getting popped now. Demi on the run, TP out. Navi, they heard the crowd, the board was pounding, adrenaline coursing through their veins, and they hit the pedal at the wrong time. Massive disaster in the Radiant Base.
Yeah, that Bristle buyback. Moon's like, okay, I've done nothing all game, but here we go. Let's do 3k damage in cool sprays. He makes up for everything with that one team fight.
I mean, you can only imagine that everyone on Navi was like yelling at once, like, kill them, let's finish this game, take the base.
You kill the OD with his BKB up. Even if OD buys back, he has no BKB. You kill the Bristle, you're like, yeah, this is looking sweet. But Bristle buys back, Sanking hits the massive epicenter power strike onto 3 underneath a tier 3 tower, and suddenly, yeah, Navi have overextended at that point.
I mean, there's just a crazy sense of urgency from this team. Obviously, Navi, if they had taken a step back, they realize they're very far ahead. They have the map control. They've got Tide to work with. As far as the Aegis goes, I mean, they still have 2 minutes now. They had like 2.5 at least when that fight happened. They just got too excited. Well,
they're still looking good. Like, by no means does that turn things around yet. That was, okay, a 4,000 gold swing, but it's a 10k gold lead. Navi have gotten this tier 3 tower down to effectively like 119 HP. They're still in a great position to actually go for another push, even without Aegis. I think this Navi side, with just BKBs alone, can siege high ground.
Yeah, and speaking of those BKBs, a 9-second one, still remaining on the Death Prophet, same for Aron, the Nature's Prophet, and I'd like to see more items here as well. Seneko just completing the Veil now, has a gem to go with it. Art style, nothing else since the Ogre Club, but Aron, another 3,200 gold, so there's still another round of items for Navi that we haven't really seen to this point. But I'm curious how much that bad fight bottom slows them down. Do they wait for the next rush? Do they just keep on going? The one thing to keep in mind here is they did pop their last smoke for some time, 6 minutes until they can buy one.
I believe less so an item or an Aegis. They may look to wait for Dendy's level 16. The level 3 Exorcism could make a big difference when they go for the next push team fight. So Dendy about halfway there. Probably just see them wait for that and then goop up, go for a smoke play, or at least look for a pick-off and then try and transition into that objective-based gaming.
Well, General's going to TP out from the bottom lane here. Navi definitely taking a more defensive posture on the map. As OG, they'll also stick together. Remember, they did have to commit a pretty costly pair of buybacks in that last fight, so they do not want to risk losing their OD or their Bristleback. Taking it slow now. Both teams going to wait till the next rush comes, or at least the buybacks are closer to cooldown, but Seneko with the gem will take the opportunity to go for an aggressive ward play. Looks like he may have just been barely scouted by this Radiant ward. Yeah, they did see him creeping his head out, so they know there's something in the area.
This is very much stage of the game where OG can get starved out in their own base. You lose complete map control to the gem. The Beastmaster Hawk will keep vision of you. You've got Necrobooks as well if you want to get that extra little bit of map control, but And also all your lanes are being constantly pushed out because of the Nature's Prophet. So OG, they're pretty much in high ground defense mode for some time. For Navi, if you want to go for a high ground siege, you can with your BKBs, but there's no pressure to do so. Because you will be having more access to all the farm on the map, you can continue to out-farm OG. You can wait out for that next Roshan, which will be Aegis as well as Cheese. So I think the safest play for Navi right now is just to deward the entire map, maintain map control, while farming as much of the map as possible, and then go for Roshan.
And the dewarding continues for Navi now, as they will remove the last radio ward on the map, aside from some fairly useless sentries at this point.
Fly has 3 observer wards on him, but part of losing map control is it's very hard. It's not as simple as buying wards. Like you can't just walk out on the map as Fly by himself and expect to get vision down. He can smoke himself, but that's not really an efficient use of smoke at this stage of the game. You want to save that to contest Roche. So OG is trapped in their own base, even with Fly having these wards that he wants to put up.
The courier's trapped as well with a Shiva's recipe. Seneko, easy grab there. I mean, Navi have really started to cinch the noose up. OG, they're feeling the strain.
That's actually one of the big problems with losing map control when you're on either side. It's very easy, even more so for the dire side, to put this ward down and just prevent that courier getting to the secret shop. You've got Hawk as well to kind of follow it, so getting any items like your Shiva's Guard for the Bristleback just suddenly becomes incredibly difficult.
This is why OG, they got to resort to the convoy mission. 5 heroes smoke gank to your own secret shop. That's one way to get the job done. Yeah, I mean, I guess the good news is didn't buy the next items yet for Mood, so at least has buyback for whatever it's worth once it cools down here, which, 2 minutes to go. But by the time the buyback's ready, Roche might be up. And Navi may get this one for free.
I don't see a good way for OG to contest it, just because they are going to be playing blind. They have to blindly guess. It comes down to if they feel like they're going to lose if Navi get Roshan, then they're going to go for just like a kind of guesswork smoke play towards Roshan, but if they think they have a chance to high ground defense, and I think they legitimately have a great high ground defending team fight with the Sand King Aghanim Scepter, with the OG ultimate. OG's going to probably pick up a Blink Dagger soon. I think OG's best chance in this game is going to be the high ground defense. Yes, there's going to be an Aegis and Cheese on Navi's side, but I think they put themselves in a better position to succeed defending high ground against Aegis and Cheese than just blindly smoking towards Roche.
Is there a point where you think OG can come out and fight, or are they entirely in that reactionary position?
I think they need to be in the reactionary position because of the just general lack of map vision. They've got the one ward back up near their own jungle, but Navi can just do so much and find pickoffs so easily. Like, they've got this global presence coming out from Deecher and the Nature's Prophet. It just makes life so difficult for OG to get anything done.
Well, it is going to be Avenge Ags here, and one of the best Aghanim's upgrades in the game in general, and especially for breaking the base. Is we've seen Burning do this before from the carry position as the Avenge, where he'll go for the fairly early Ags, and with the 10-second cooldown swap, you swap someone in, you get a kill. It's like every time the thing's up, it's a potential free kill.
And then you feed, and then you come back to life. It's great.
Yeah. Oh, you want to feed, then you put the negative debuff on their team. So all's well in Avenge world. And well, if you don't, all the better. So with this Navi, you're going to feel even more confident. They're all so tanky. You do have the Sand King Aghanim's Aether Lens combo for Miracle, but this is normally most effective against squishy heroes. And Seneko sitting at 1600 HP. Gendy, probably the lowest HP on the team, still at 1300 with the BKB. General, 1560. And hell, Artstyle about to hit the 1700 mark as he's about to buy the completed Ags.
Yeah, he's got Ags. Roche has respawned, so all the pieces coming together once more for Navi. I probably did overextend last time, where if they'd execute better, they may have been able to find themselves an opening to take a lane of Rax, but again, this is their next big timing. The next Roshan, Aegis and Cheese this time. Death Prophet's going to have level 3 ultimate. Is a lot tankier now with BKB and Shivers, so all in all, I think Navi, again, they're going to go for that high ground push. It just comes down to what OG actually going for the gamble smoke play, but they're going to be well too late.
Way late. I mean, they actually smoked fairly early in the window of Roche respawns, but it was not so tough. Unfortunately, timing wasn't quite crisp enough, and it's always going to be a low percentage play, but it shows that they feel a bit desperate.
Yep. Now pressure's on to just defend your high ground against the Death Prophet Exorcism. The one benefit of contesting Roshan is, like, even if you just have a 50-50 fight, Navi have to commit Exorcism for for it, so they can't immediately transition into a push because that spell will be on cooldown. Instead, Navi take Roche without using it. Now they're ready to push, and they may get like multiple tries to push high ground with Exorcism.
Of course, as they siege, there's always the defensive swap as well. So if they want to play it safe, they can leave Dendy in front, art style park behind him, and as soon as he gets into trouble, just swap him away. Gonna be tough to burst anyone. And then you imagine the Death Prophet quickly popping a cheese and running right back in. And I mean, looking at OG, they're really kind of a one-shot wonder here. The Epicenter, the OD ult, you're not at a point where the OD can really auto-attack for the full duration of, 2 lives on a Death Prophet. So they're gonna need a really good fight here.
Yeah. OG have to get great value out of their ultimates, otherwise they just lose a lane of racks straight up. Prophets being pesky, making sure that all lanes are pushing. If you can split the OG,
It's on fly though, so Nako is gonna spray the D out around trap and turns it around, looking to grab that kill. Then he rolls away as Dendy marches, then General's into the back right, they force out to relocate all the way back to the royal, and now Moon's gonna be left to the merciless army of Ghosts, pummeled down by Dendy. Now time for round 2 with Miracle, hunting for an Epicenter opportunity, but the whole team's revealed right now. Ochi don't even have a smoke to try and set this one up, so they're forced to clear out the wave, and there's the swap with the quick retreat out. Fast Fingers there for Miracle, but unfortunately your Rex can't run with Fast Fingers, so Navi will take 1. They may even look for 2.
Yeah, didn't have to commit the cheese or the Aegis.
For the BKB?
Yeah, they might wait for Exorcism when they look for the second lane Rex. I don't even think they have to. That's the crazy thing here. Exorcism on cooldown, and Navi still looking to push. That's just how far ahead they are, and probably just how much they won this game.
I mean, I don't know how you start this fight if you're OG. I guess you BKB a no-tell run in and just hope for the best. And they're starting to feel it here at Cybersport Arena. A big roll in from Seneko, fairly deep commitment, but he's got the team backing him up as the veil gets dropped on the fly. It seems Navi have decided we'll wait until we've got the Exorcism, and then we'll come back for round 2.
Discipline coming out from a sometimes inconsistent or unstable Navi team, not looking to give any opportunity for OG to turn this one around, and definitely showing signs that they are going to be one of the top contenders here if they can keep up this consistency, and all signs point towards them taking game number 1 right now and putting themselves in a fantastic position.
It just feels like the whole team has stepped up to the plate for Navi. Solid drafting, pretty clear objective gaming out of them, good ward game. General has been all over the place with the map control. They brought the Prophet to fights when they needed to. They've played around the Death Prophet ult well. Yeah, they've overextended once or twice, but the overall game plan, it's there for Navi.
The shot calling, like that smoke wraparound around the mid lane, that big team fight was just a great call coming out from outside. And even when they overextended, it was only an overextension because OG commit 2 buybacks to that fight. If those buybacks aren't there, Navi have just got themselves a lane of racks and probably won the game. So it was one of those risks which was a lot of teams maybe don't take because it is a risk, but Navi, they're just a team who's always going to go for the riskier, like high reward play.
The other thing that's, I think, very impressive about Navi's performance this game, the itemization. The mass BKBs, which completely counter the Epicenter and the OD, and then you've now got a pipe coming out from the Earth Spirit. So everything falling into place as Navi, fresh Exorcism ready to go. 4,400 gold up on Dendy, and check out those buybacks. 3 for the Dire. All of their core heroes have it. And that's assuming they even chew through these extra lives. So it will be the hardest fight OG has had all game, and well, the easier ones haven't been going so well. So good luck to them, because Navi are coming.
Then you're getting close to Octarine Core. Just as the soul booster for now, which will just take him up a bit for this upcoming fight.
Moon trying to zone them, slow them down a bit, cracking open the Shivas, but Navi, they continue to siege, and since they all want to group up, it's time for Diggerod to do a bit of split pushing. He does hold the Aegis right now as well as the BKB. There's the swap out from Arcstyle, and Nito on the mid lane. They see that also see to move in. General committing on the crit. Moon getting forced back. Rex can't run. And Navi looking for this to turn around the Miracle. He does manage to drop the Epicenter. It's about as good as you're going to get. Is it enough? ODO coming through. Not too much stolen in here on no-tail though. Only enough to bring out a Beastmaster and an Aegis. Dendy still working on the racks here, but it seems OG for the moment have managed to hold on. They're forced to only use an IO buyback. Great defense thus far. The border kick coming through from Seneko. Now the Goo on the DRL. Still has the BKB available. OG trying to chase here, but crit pretty low. Ooh, was close to actually dying to that Aegis Prophet. we decide to BKB and TP out. That's about as good a hold as you're going to get.
Yeah, you don't actually lose your rack, so I think you're happy if you're OG with that.
There was some pushing here from the bottom lane though while that was going on, so buffer building's getting cleared out. And it feels like even with the scrappiest best fight that OG have, it's just hanging on. They're not taking big objectives.
Yeah, just one buyback spent on the IO. Doesn't mean we're not going to be seeing an IO mech anytime soon, but that's the kind of cost OG to pay to
the 45-minute mech for crit.
That's the game changer, LD. That's what OG are waiting for, and then suddenly things will come together. They'll turn the game around. It'll be beautiful, at least in maybe some OG fans' minds.
I have seen games with bigger gold leads thrown, but they are few and far between.
This game's still slightly winnable for OG. You would have to take a lot of holds like we just saw. Unfortunately, we're going to see another takeoff going Navi's way. Navi actually still have the cheese in their hands, even though they lost the Aegis here, so theoretically we could see them go for another push fairly soon. Exorcism coming up with Octarine Core and 300 gold.
Well, if you really want to play it safe, you can get the 5 cheese strat going. It's gonna be a long night if that's what Navi want to do. They're gonna make the move onto the mid lane. Navi does have a BKB, but they finger him. They actually make control, and they will bring Dundee down. Artstyle was just in range of the Emperor for a swap, but may not have been enough, so they look for some revenge here for the Dundee bomb. They bring down Fire on the line. Now they turn on to Miracle. Sinking out of options. Miracle down 2. Vengeance was had, and now Moon runs right into the meat grinder. He could be in trouble. Small bomb caught out for 5 seconds, so no way to cancel that particular TP, but it still ends up being a 3-for-1. Death Prophet with the buyback, but probably not even worth risking it.
And he doesn't have boots. If he had boots to travel money with buyback, I think you go for it. It's close to a guaranteed Rex with a buyback, but if you're Navi, you're thinking we just got a couple of core kills. If it was a 3-for-1 trade, we'll take it, and we'll just wait for next Roshan, or wait for Denny to respawn and go from there.
You know, if it weren't for that one fight bottom, how long ago was it at this point, like 15 minutes ago? I think Navi might have just bought back and tried to end the game there, but you know, they've touched they've touched the stove once, their hands still burnt a little bit.
It's funny how all it takes is that one, it's truly true. One overextension a game will mean like the rest of the game will be played in a more cautious manner. You just lose that little bit of which it's often a good thing. Like if Navi actually buy back Dendy there and somehow mess up the push, suddenly the game gets turned around in a massive way. So it's definitely not a risk they needed to take, which is where holding on, waiting out for him to respawn, waiting out another Roche or whatever it may be is totally okay.
Well, a casual full assault cuirass just grabbed now by Dityaran. To go with it, still has the buyback as well, all reliable gold remaining.
And to go with it, we have some other big items like the Refresher on Beastmaster, mentioned the Octarine on Dendy, which is still a little bit short, but should be seeing that soon.
Oh, and most importantly, gods, the Arcane Rune for the Death Prophet.
The GG Purple Rune.
Dundee gonna grab it now. Unfortunately, the timing not really quite right here. You'd ideally love to immediately use Exorcism, although I don't think they need it to take Roche, so I mean maybe you just go for the win at that point, but
he maybe wants to have his Octarine as well for this incredibly short, like something like I guess 80-85 second cooldown on Exorcism at that point, so
it's pretty ridiculous at that point. But no rush for Navi. We're going to take things slow here, wait for that next Roshan. OG just slowly bleeding out, calling for an ambulance, calling for some sort of medical attention, but getting little response to this point. Miracle's tried his best, but this corpse is losing its pulse. Still 25k gold lead. Experience a bit closer though. At this point, everyone's pretty much got their core levels. I guess even Artstyle. Artstyle's level 16 now, so you got the level 3 swap to work with the additional 250 range.
And like Navi supports all getting their luxury items, the axe with the Glimmer Cape, the Earth Spirit has money to spend as well on top of having the pipe and the veil, so luxury items all over the place. And for OG, it just doesn't seem to me like Bristleback's not going to be a carry that can turn this game around. OG, yeah, the BKBs are getting a bit shorter, but if they really are worried about the OD, they're just going to use the rolls on him. They've got 2 now, so you save him with a relocate the first time he comes back, well, there's probably going to be a second roll as well.
So we see the Hyperstone into the Perseverance build here from No-Tail.
Lotus Orb with the plate mail. Normally I'd see the first and think Lincoln's, but
was he going Lotus? And I didn't actually see the order.
He's had the play mail for a while.
Okay.
I think he's probably just been changing his mind as far as what he needs. It's such a hard game to itemize because there's too many items.
This is the I really want 4 different items right now, but I can only get one, so god damn it, what do I buy, Bill?
I imagine initially he picked up the plate mail for a Shivers, then he realized that wasn't working, needed some damage, so he picked up the Hyperstone to go Moonshot, then he's like, oh, that's not working either. What can I do with my plate mail? Like, oh, let's turn into a Lotus Orb because Lincoln's is too expensive and I've already got this plate mail, so this is like progression of thought where he just kind of bounces around and is trying to make the best of what he's picked up, so.
A Lotus it is.
It's
good against the bench swap, maybe, the Roar, potentially.
The thing is, you're still Roared, so
yeah.
I don't think Beastmaster, even if he sees him with a Lotus Orb, he may just throw a Roar anyways just to lock Dendy down. And
then you swap him, and then he's likely dead.
I think General roars himself at that point, but is General really going to die at that point? He's got such a strong force around him with the Exorcism that I think you just roar up Dendy and yourself, refresh after the roar wears off, and you've got another roar. So if you really need to, you just proceed to roar Dendy once more.
The kinds of luxuries that OG don't have right now. DRA grabbing that next age just so it's double cheese time for Navi. Nothing cheesy about the way they played this game out though. This has been just very solid, well-orchestrated dominance here through the first 44 minutes. On home turf, Navi looking for only a game 1 win as DRA gets aggressive here up top. Did good for the TP and he's hunting the Courier perhaps, which actually has a completed AC for Moon. Let's see if he's going to find it. That will escape through the tree line. That is a Courier they cannot afford to have die now, as Moon already has committed his buyback into the gold spent on that AC. And it will make it out, so something, a silver lining for OG, if you will.
I think the AC definitely going to help a decent amount against the physical damage of Navi, but there's still a lot more problems to solve.
Well, those problems are starting to mount. Top, mid, and bottom lane all pushing in. OG not only need to win a fight, they probably need to win 2 or 3 to get these lanes turned around. As the Lotus Orb goes on to Moon, and he's going to start to man up here on DRA. Barely tanking his own right. They now get a stun off, but the roll comes through. He can't beat the Moon as he's going to come in on the DRA. Will has to crack that Aegis now. Senego in pretty deep. Landon going down. Now he gets up the cheese, and then the turn comes. Dendy charging on the Noto. Will finish him up. The forts of relocate not possible. With the BKB getting popped by the OG. And Navi smashed through OG's defenses, beating away at the cracks, and immediately the bloodthirsty crowd, they can see that game 1 victory. It's just going to take 1 or 2 more picks to make it happen. Silence made stun attack. Dark Style going deep for this one. The Sultan of SWAT is back, and OG are going to give up kill after kill. Another death. This one on the bristle. Miracle likely to be next. Will be brought down. Rolling through the OG backline to Navi. You can see them here. They're on their feet. They run an encore after this game 1 here in Kiev.
It is truly 2013 again, LD, here in Kiev. At least as far as the teams here are concerned.
My first time ever casting outside of the International was at this very arena. But it was kind of expected at that time. Like the crowd cheering for Navi, Navi being one of the top teams in the world. That's expected. Didn't expect them to come out this strong against OG, but they have been on the rise. OG's been struggling a